Did add myself. Hello, everyone. So we are live. So I would
Hello.
hello. So before we start the show, I have an announcement. I don't usually do this way, but it's too special to let it go by to people to understand also. It's if you saw my video of last Monday, it was about a witch's house. And a lot of people wanted to see the inside of this house. So after the premiere ended, I went around and tried to find some photos to make like a slideshow video so at least we could see the inside. But come to find out, this place you can rent it and sleep there for a maximum of 2 nights because of COVID. You have to sleep 2 nights. Why I don't know, but you have to absolutely do 2 nights. So I was going to announce that every donation that goes into the PayPal will go for that trip. So if you guys want to help out, I have a link here that you can see how much, where it is and how much it costs and everything. Wait, I'll just post it right here. So guys, if you click on this link, you will see the reservation, the amount I have to raise from here till I gave myself October, which I really hope to get that amount. So, with that said, and it's also like a challenge, someone challenged me to spend at least a night there to do an investigation and all that. So, if you're interested, I'll be doing a live right from that house inside because there's Wi Fi internet service. So if you're all interested, just click on the PayPal link and the donations will go directly for this trip. Okay, so let's start the show. So, everybody, I want you to meet Matthew Fox from the Exploring Pagan Explorer.
That's
That's it?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. And you are, where are you from?
Originally from Leicestershire, England, but I now live in North Wales.
Okay. And why did you call your channel the Pagan Explorer?
It's all down to my belief system. I am a pagan and I'm
Okay.
very, very spiritual.
Okay. Um, and what got you to start your channel?
I suppose seeing everybody doing the exploring side of things, and because I've been a paranormal investigator in the past, it's just amazed me how YouTube was able to, open things up for paranormal investigators. So it just really, really interested me.
Okay. And so you explore and do you do investigations as well?
Yes, I have done investigations. I've uploaded one paranormal investigation on a cemetery a little while ago. It was like a pirate graveyard, and of course they had other mixed people in there as well from that time and that era as well. So it was a really, really interesting place, and I got lots and lots of intelligent response on the necrophonic app.
Okay. So you've been exploring abandoned And then you started paranormal? Is that how it started?
Yes,
Or okay, we all
yes,
start like that, I think.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So, what was your favorite building that you explored?
I think it would have to be the 4-year-old abandoned building. That was just incredible. There was some. It was, it was beautiful in the sense that I suppose, that it was like all the nature had taken over it, but at the same time, it was sad to see it all derelict like it was. But it was an incredible experience, I thought, and there was so much history behind that place.
Okay. And you know one of our friends, our favorite friends here, Robbie from Unknown Adventures. You guys are
Yes.
friends? You've known each other for a long time?
We've known each other a few months. I mean, there was a link on Facebook, and they said anybody who is looking for other subscribers, add your YouTube link onto this page, and which I did. And straight away, Robbie said, "Oh, I've just subbed you," kind of thing. And so I thought it was rude not to subscribe back to his channel. And
Yes.
we just basically really hit it off. It's like it feels like we've known each other for like years and years and years. He's just such an awesome person.
And how did you stumble into doing your explorers, becoming like a paranormal explorer? How did that come about?
um well, like I said before, I think it's having an interest in the paranormal and what have you. It just seemed to click all into place. um so it's just something that was natural to me, I suppose.
Okay. Are you like a sort of empath? Do you have empath abilities or?
Yes, I do find myself having empathic abilities. I can walk into a room and can usually feel the emotions of others, and I can pick up the vibration of a building, and pick up on vibes and all kinds of things.
Okay. And you've been like this, like, I guess, all your life? When you realized,
Oh, yeah, ever since I can remember, really, from a very, very like young age. I didn't know what it was to begin with, and as a kid, I suppose, it kind of scares you when it's the unknown and what have you. But I learned how to develop throughout the years, and come to terms and see it as a gift.
wow, okay. And do you like take photos of, let's say you're going to a graveyard or a cemetery, take photos and do you see things in the photos? Like, did you ever
Funnily and
catch,
Yeah, so funnily enough, when I did my first paranormal investigation on YouTube, a friend of mine who was with me, Amanda, I've got to give her a shout out now. Amanda,
okay,
she taken some snaps of like the graveyard as we were walking round, and what looked like a figure appeared on one of these pictures. It looked like an owl, and I put it up on Facebook. And basically, I wanted to get everybody else's feel on it. And I had a load of people saying it looked like an owl, and some people said it looked like a cat and things like that. So I'm wondering if it was a spirit animal drawn to that kind of setting.
okay. And now you just started your YouTube channel, is that right?
I
Or
have indeed, yes.
okay. And what was your spookiest place you ever went?
Oh, goodness. It was one place where I wasn't able to unfortunately film. I was able to walk around in that building, but it was a haunted hotel. And some of the vibes I got from that place were absolutely unbelievable. I walked into the building with another guest that I took round with me, and we just could hear noises. We could hear faint noises everywhere. We even heard knocks and bangs. It was absolutely unbelievable, the paranormal activity. It was just a shame that I couldn't film. I could only take photographs, unfortunately.
Okay, because the owners didn't want you to film?
It was, yes, and it was out. I suppose it was out of respect for the owner, as I did know the owner, and it's one of the things with exploring and what have you. She didn't want to attract unwanted, like, or unannounced visitors.
Okay. And what other equipment do you use besides the Microphonic app? Do you have other equipment?
Yes, we use like things like phone to take pictures, EVP, and also if I'm doing like nighttime investigation, I'll have a night vision camera on me. I want to use like a ghost box, a spirit box, but I have seen people such as like Proving Demons. He used to use like a little handheld radio, and he used to go in between the channels, and sometimes he'd ask a question and he was able to pick up voices. So that's another technique I would like to try.
Okay. And what are your future, let's say, exploring to start off, exploring, and then your future paranormal investigations you have in mind for like this summer, new content or something?
Well, I would love to do a few abandoned asylums, and those are definitely on the cards, because there is a particular place where I know where there is a lot of activity, and people have said to seen all kinds of apparitions in this particular place, and it's really, really got a big atmosphere. I just, as well with the exploring, I just would love to see where it takes me, you know, go with the ebb and flow, as it were, and just see what happens, basically.
Okay. And do you have like a team, or it's just you and that lady you mentioned earlier?
I do have a bit of a team. As I say, there is 3 others beside me when they can get the time off of work and things like that, and you know, and are able to get babysitters and what have you. But mainly at the minute, it is just me, really, and you know, one other guest.
Okay. And do you plan to go out of your country, like go to the US and investigate and explore?
That would be an absolutely amazing adventure, to be able to go out the country, and that is definitely on the cards, to go and explore new worlds, new countries. You know, it's all in the cards.
Okay. Because you're from the UK, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so there must be like beautiful ruins of castles and stuff like that.
Yes, it's really, really is amazing how many castles and things there are around by me. It's really, really is incredible.
Okay. And your cemetery headstones, I was watching a few of your videos, and your burials that they do are completely different from the US and from Canada. I've never seen such old headstones like that, made like that, Are they like? Do you think they're like the same material as we have here, like granite and whatever slate and stuff? Is it? Are they made out of slate?
Some of them are, and there are people who have had specially installed like granite headstones put in for their loved ones and what have you. So we do have a very similar material for that kind of thing.
Okay.
But
Because it's hard to tell in the video. Sometimes you're there, you're trying to look and
oh gosh,
can't
yeah.
see. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, put them in all caps, and that way I will see them better. And go check out his channel. His link is pinned up in blue. And I'm going to say a few hellos to some friends here. I have Nicole Perron, hello. I have Ida, hello. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, hello. Then we have Meat, Robbie. Then
oh, bless
Adzi.
him.
Thank you, Adzi. I'll be watching your video right after this. And then we have, I think I saw Nicole from Through the Veil come in at one point. Yeah. Hello, Nicole.
Hi.
Okay, so I'll be waiting for your questions, guys. So, oh, I got one here already. Poop.
Okay. Brilliant.
It's from Robbie. Will you be collaborating with UV next year?
Absolutely. Without a doubt, definitely.
Oh, yes. He said he wanted to go there. Yeah, he's planning on going there. It's his goal. Hire Bix 44.
It was quite funny actually. Robbie messaged me one day and he actually said, "Are there many castles round by you that we can go and have a look at?" And I said, "Yeah, there are a few, what have you, and it just depends what you want to explore." And he was really, really keen, you know, to come and visit the UK and see what was installed, basically.
Okay, I have a little thank you. We got a PayPal donation from Monique Beauregard, $20. Thank you, Monique. That's gonna go towards the Witch Castle.
Oh, thank brilliant! You. Thank you.
That's gonna go straight. It's gonna stay there and on PayPal, and it's gonna go straight for that house. I really want to get inside and investigate this house. Okay, so do you mind if we talk a bit about your pagan beliefs?
Not at all. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Yeah.
Okay. To make a difference between pagan and Wicca, can you explain us the difference between the two?
I haven't really studied that much on Wicca. I only know very, very basic things. I'm not sure whether we have. I think the gods and goddesses, in a sense, are quite very similar, if not the same, pretty much, aren't we? And we all both celebrate like certain times of the year, like summer solstice, winter solstice, and certain festivals throughout the year. As I say, I feel awful because I mean, it's one thing I did actually look at a little bit of Wicca, but not a lot. But I do know little bits.
Okay, we have a question here. Well, I guess we'll flip back from pagan and Wicca and exploring.
Okay.
Have you ever explored a place that made you feel like you had to leave, like you weren't comfortable? Was there a place like that before?
Yes, there was. did have it once. There was a certain place that had a very, very dark atmosphere. It was quite an old building, and I just felt this awful like sense of heaviness, like something was trying to tell me to get out, basically. And it was just such an uncomfortable feeling. And I remember the next day having headaches and just feeling so nauseous. And it was one of those places where I thought, you know, I just felt like really, really that I didn't want to go back to that place. It was really, really awful.
Okay, here we have, I guess it's just a statement. Wicca is under the umbrella of paganism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, which means like they're the same or they're not the same if somebody doesn't understand under the umbrella meaning.
Yeah, they are definitely very, very similar, like our friends just said there, and we are under the same like umbrella, as it were. And yeah, it's very much the same balance.
Okay.
Definitely.
Here we have, what's the main difference between pagan and Wicca?
Yeah. It's a tricky one to answer, to be quite honest. I would say the main difference is, I suppose, like I said, unfortunately, I feel awful because I haven't studied a lot into Wicca, but I suppose.
Well, for your beliefs, what do you know? And maybe I can fill in the blanks for the Wicca part, maybe, because
Okay,
I'm Wicca.
So that's good. That's very good indeed. So what I believe in, everything has energy. We believe in the elements. Like I said, everything has life. We celebrate certain cycles of the year, well, all the cycles of the year, and we believe in gods and goddesses.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, because I would say compared to pagan, Wicca is more into self motivation, control, relaxation, connecting with the moon, the trees, the nature, and the spells that we do are innocent spells. They're not spells for casting bad spells on somebody. A lot of people think that, but no, they're like wish spells, money spells, love spells, and goals. I want to hit a goal. You do a spell on that. Do you guys do spells also?
I have done spells, and there is a lot of putting things out to the universe as well.
Yeah.
If you
Meditation.
believe in good meditation, of course, yeah. And it's just basically keeping ourselves balanced, chakras, and all kinds of things like that, really.
Okay. Here we have a question. What is your number one place you would like to explore, investigate?
Oh, it would have to be it was known as an inn. It's known as the Ancient Ram Inn. I don't know whether you've heard of that before, Sandra, but it's a place.
So.
Yeah, it's a place. It's a place where there was a lot of like ancient burial. It has a very dark history where, unfortunately, there were sacrifices to animals and things like that. but it's a place with so much lively activity going on. It's absolutely an unreal place to go. And yes, I would like, that is a place that I have definitely in my mindset.
Okay, here's another question. I always ask the same question. Have you been touched by a spirit? It's a creepy feeling.
Yes, definitely. The way I would describe it, I don't know whether you've had this happen with yourself, Sandra, when I've walked into a haunted building and I felt a spirit presence touch me. It feels like a cold, like cobwebby kind of feeling, and the hairs stand up on the back of your neck and you start to get hairs raising on your arms, and that's my experience of it anyway. I mean, some people may differ.
Yeah, they say it's like walking into cobwebs or something.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it. Well, what I felt was like just like goosebumps on the side of my jaw because I think something was trying to touch me here, but it's the only feeling I had. I ran away, so it it didn't really do anything. But that was
No.
the creepiest moment I've had. Okay, I think
Yeah, I
there
can
was
imagine.
another question. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Mark, I think about the Ram place there. He's saying, I
Yes.
think there's a porthole in. Yeah.
Yes, he is absolutely right there. I was watching a YouTube video and they touched upon this subject, and there is a portal coming on from the past into this realm. I know that they have experienced some malevolent and demonic forces there, and what happened one night when they were on this particular paranormal investigation is they had something thrown at them, and it caused quite a scare. And as you can imagine, you know, something came flying across the room. You wouldn't like to hang around. You want to get out of there in a hurry.
Okay. Um, Here. Have you had anything follow you back home? Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask too.
Right. I've always been very, very careful. Before I enter into any kind of building, I envision a white light of protection to put over myself. And I always ask for my familiars to keep me protected before I go into anywhere. So I've always been incredibly careful with that kind of thing. So I haven't had anything follow me, but I have had friends who have unfortunately had this happen to them.
Okay. Would you do like a Wicca? She would, if we know that we're going to a place that is classified like demonic or something, we would make ourselves little protection pouches with herbs. And
Ah,
do you do that as well?
I usually, when I go to places, I have worn protection like packages that somebody else has made for me before, but I
Hmm.
will also wear a pentagram as well, because I believe, you know, pentagram will keep me protected as well.
Okay. And I read somewhere that the difference between a Wicca and pagan was that Wicca's beliefs are based on ancient Christianity rituals, and that
Right.
the pagan are based on I think it's the modern rituals, like similarity to a Christian. So
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's what clears the difference between the two.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things that branch off. You know, Christianity branches off. I mean, you have things like Harvest Festival, which Christians do celebrate as well, but it's actually well known as a pagan festival, and it's about like bringing the crops in, preparing for the new cycle, the new growth, as it were.
Okay. And do you have any rituals for the full moon, like the Wicca do? We practice rituals every full moon, and if it's a special moon.
I do. I always make sure that I give back to the gods and goddesses, and I always burn some incense, and I'll light a couple of candles, depending on what time, what moon it is. Different coloured candles also. And so I will just take a minute to reflect.
Yeah, we're the same on that too. Here
yes.
I think this is one of your friends here. He's saying,
Rogan. I know him. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
What's it say?
It says, Matt, there is a story I studied in primary school about a local murder in the 1800s, and the victim is buried in Pemorov Cemetery. Would you be interested? Yeah. I don't know if I'm saying it right, Eric.
Yeah, it's a different. They have different like language between
okay, that's
Wales
why I thought it was my Canadian English that was stumbling.
No, it's fine. Okay. No, it's a place called Penmorther. And in answer to your question, Rogan, yes, I would definitely be very, very interested.
Here, this one, Nicole has this as a statement. Wicca is a religion. Not all witches prefix Wicca. Yeah, it's like a religion, but I don't want to insult nobody or myself, but we're,
of course,
like hippie style, you know. Mother Nature is one of our firsts, and like it's the full moon. We'll really dance under the full moon, naked if it be possible, but it's not. So, but I wouldn't go up to there. But I even go in the wintertime outside barefoot in the snow when it's the full moon. The energy that you get is unbelievable. Are these sort of things that a pagan would do also?
Yes, I have walked around barefoot. I like to walk around barefoot on, say, a wooden floor. Now, in my house, I do have wooden flooring, and I find it's so fantastic for rooting, like grounding and things like that. But I have walked barefoot in like a forest once. Obviously, I've been very careful to watch where I'm stepping to make sure there's no like sharp objects sticking up through the ground. But it is a very, very powerful experience, as you said. It's absolutely amazing.
If you do Wicca, are you considered a witch? Well, I consider myself Wicca and not a witch. A witch she has a you know, like Wizard of Oz. That's a witch for me. Uh, it's saying more. It's, you know, it's a belief. It's your inside that, okay, because I believe in God and I pray every night. I was raised Catholic, but I'm starting to reopen the doors of the Wicca side, and it's because, you know, there's so much motivation spells you can do, you know, and meditate and stuff like that. So I don't think I'm a witch. I think of myself as a connected person to the earth, is what I would say. What would you say? Would you consider yourself a witch, or whatever you think?
I wouldn't say I'm a witch, but I'm definitely very similar to you, and in the sense that I am connected to the earth, and it's a belief. I know there are different beliefs where people who are hedge witches, and you'll have white witches and things like that. But like I said, it's more like yourself, Sandra, a belief.
Look at Nicole here. She's laughing. She found this funny how I explained myself. You're so funny. Okay, I'm gonna look and see. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make. Oh, okay. The one that asked the question before. This is her return to her question. That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure I understand. Okay.
Cool.
So, do you carry around with you like crystals and stuff like that?
I have done. There's actually a bracelet that I've got on at the minute, which I carry around, and it's known as
Okay.
the Feng Shui bracelet, and it brings good fortune. And it's also got um, obsidian, black obsidian, like
Okay.
balls on it.
Is
So
that the ones that have a prayer on it, or there's no prayer?
no, there's no prayer. It does have like symbols on. I'm not sure whether you can quite make that out, but
Here,
yeah,
I'll
there
try
are
to make you
symbols.
bigger. I'll make you bigger. Hold on.
There we are.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
So
Can you see, guys? Yeah, I think those symbols are like a prayer, I think, is what I heard.
right.
Okay. Guys, do you have any other questions? Let me see. So, do you have, like, we talked about, like, sort of a bucket list, but can you repeat it for the new people that just got in? Like, what's
Oh,
on your bucket
certainly.
list for this time, this summer coming, this new season, and everything?
So, yep, I would love to visit some abandoned asylums if I can, you know, for the paranormal side of things. I would like to investigate also the ancient Ram Inn for, again, the paranormal aspect of things, and just see what else I discover on the way, basically.
Okay. And how do you find your abandoned locations? Do you search the web, or there's so many?
Yeah, I mean, I explore the web, and you do often find some links to places, but with, as I say, it's one of these things you have to be very, very careful with on the web, is that this information doesn't fall into the wrong hands, because there have been certain situations before where unfortunately buildings have succumbed to vandalism. But yeah, that's my main source of information, is the web, the internet, and Google.
Okay. And how frequent do you take out videos on your channel? Is it once a week, every 2 weeks, or do you have like a schedule, specific schedule?
Well, I'm doing once a week at the minute, but I am looking to do like other explorers have done in the past. Like, say they'll go out somewhere for a day and they'll explore a number of buildings, and sometimes they'll upload 2 videos in a week. I would like to try and do that in the future.
Yeah, because keeping a regular schedule for your channel helps, because then your subscribers know, well, this day it's this person, so it's easier if, like, if you have followers that follow a lot of people, like if there's one once a week, oh well, I know on Thursdays it's the Pagan Explorer, you know. So it's like
Yes.
on an automatic basis. That's what I do. I only do Mondays and Fridays. Or if there's like a little short, well, I'll throw it out whenever. Do you do shorts also?
I have seen the shorts before, and yeah, it's something that I would definitely consider doing if there was like small, like graveyard explore or something like that. It's definitely
Hmm.
something I considered, and yeah, I would love to do something like that. Definitely.
Okay. And are you planning on going? Is this your first time being live?
It is indeed. So, can you tell I'm
It is.
nervous?
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We all get our firsts, and you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Everything's fine here. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for our guests? And the hour is going by fast.
It is indeed. And
Yeah.
remember, guys, to keep on hitting that like button as well. You know, it helps Andrew out a great deal.
Yeah. And don't forget, guys, his link is pinned up in the comment, in the blue there. So it'll be easy to find. Oh, I can't believe I. Oh, where is it? This was awesome here. Have you ever been
Ooh,
curious on cryptid be- beings, Bigfoot, UFOs? Wow, now that's an awesome question.
that is a very, very awesome question. And yes, is the answer to that. UFOs, I was very, very interested in as a kid, and it's always been a wonder to me. And in fact, somebody said to me once, what if there are other beings out there who are thinking the exact same thing? I wonder if there's anything out there beyond our universe, whether there's another being thinking that at the same time. It's an absolutely incredible wonder to me.
This is what Robbie says.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely. Absolutely.
we would stir up
Absolutely.
the witch pot.
Oh, brilliant. No, absolutely. I would. Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Let me see if there's any other awesome questions like that. Wow. Hi,
It was.
Urbexy. Here, Urbexy. He's from the UK also. And that's why I knew about ruins of castles and everything, because I always watch Urbexy's videos. And do you live like near the water, the ocean? Or you're more.
Yes. Yeah, I have got a few beaches nearby to me, so I'm not sure
Okay.
whether you do this as well, but sometimes I do love to go to the beach and just stand there and just basically meditate and listen to the sea and anything that comes, basically.
Okay, I'm just reading some comments here. Like, let's see. Any questions, guys? So don't forget, guys, all donations that you put in PayPal will go towards that 2-night challenge in the Witch's Castle. And I'll repost the link of why I'm asking for donations. Here I go. And you will see if you click on this link how much it costs, sorry. And I really want to go there. This would be like a dream come true to me. Do you have houses similar like this that is considered, oh, there was a witch that lived there, there are legends and stuff like that?
There are a couple of buildings, not so much in Wales, but towards the rural England area, there are a couple of buildings that would be considered like somebody might say a witch has lived there in the past.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And is like this house I'm talking about, it's so obvious. There's like a weather vane of a witch on a broomstick. Is it
Oh wow.
some kind of obvious like that? Or it's just, you wouldn't tell the difference between this house and that house?
It's like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between this house and that house, but you get a feeling of it when you walk into that atmosphere, like a witch has been there before.
Okay. Whoops, wrong question. Up
Oh.
here. Here. Matt, what is your
Oh,
channel? I may miss the link. Can one of my
it's the
mods post
yeah.
the link,
Oh, yeah.
please? It's up in blue though, Ida. If you, it should be pinned up in blue. Hi, Fergo Farmer. Okay, so we were talking about. Okay, Honey just posted the link. Thank you, Honey.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and Robbie. Oh, here, Urbexi.
Okay.
Here, those types of houses are generally protected, so they are in a preserved state. Well, here, this
Yes, you will.
house, the house
Mm,
that I'm talking about, my team is my family, my two kids, and my son-in-law, my husband, Eric. And that's our team, investigating team, exploring team. And we went in 2019, and the house was for sale because up until 2000, it really belonged to the original owner, Mr. Ryder, which came to find out that he was one of our prime ministers in the 18 something. And it went down from family to family. But there's also the story of that witch that she was like roaming the grounds near the river, and the river connects to this house, and they judged her for because they lost their crop and stuff. Oh, it's the witch's fault. But like some say she was just like she would make potions and creams. It was to heal. She was a Native American, so with the Indians' belief about like a medicine man or something, So that's what there's like two stories. Also, she's a witch, and then like 80 years after they hung her on the side of the water. This is at the same time as the massacre in Massachusetts. They're the same. It's about the same year and everything. And the person that lived and built that house was related to one that got hung in the Massachusetts witch trials. So, and they say that the witch here, well, she gave her gifts to the girls that lived in that house. And ever since, it hasn't been the same. So I want to go see if I can get some evidence of all this. So that is why I want to go spend the night. I wanted to rent just one night, but due to certain circumstances, we have to rent absolutely 2 nights. If you're 12 people, it's the same price. One person, it's the same price. There's one price for everything. There's like 6 rooms in there, and there's 3 bathrooms. And before it was open like to a spa, a place to meditate for Wiccan, and there was a store there that we could pick. We don't pick. They would sell brooms, and the broom would pick you, not you pick the broom. And everything was made by hand. There was mirrors for visions, and there was also wands. They all made that like under the full moonlight, and they would sell it like they had like a space in that house to sell these things. And that's what I want to go see. Too bad it's not still open. They put it for sale, and now they reopen to just like a bed and breakfast, I guess. But like, I think I'm going to be their first guest that knows so much about this house.
Oh wow! So you've definitely done your homework with studying
yes,
and what have you.
This house is so beautiful. I have a short on it, and my last Monday night, there was a video about it. So, so guys, do you have any last questions for my guests? Let's see here. Before we go, we have like 4 minutes left.
Good oaks.
Okay. Well, on that note, then, it'll be it for now, I guess. And thank you so much for coming, Matthew. I am so honored to have you on my show. And guys, thank you all so much for coming, and everyone that donated to the PayPal for this little trip I'm doing. And on that note, have a wonderful weekend, and I love you all, and I'll see you all in your next videos. Goodbye.
Take care. Thank you for having me.